Life keeps challenging you. You need to keep working and just cry later. Kill your ego, challenge your discipline. I'm Erik Melland. I'm the United States Director for TACFIT, and I'm the CEO for Viking Ninja. I grew up in Monterey Bay, California, in a little city called Seaside. Where I was before, I was a troubled person. I would get into a lot of fights and just do bad things. And, I try to get myself out of that. My mom knew I was a troubled child, so she took me to church. Matter of fact, she didn't take me to church. She told me to walk to church. I had to walk to church. Big Hill was like, at least half a mile. And I remember going to church, I hated that hill. But every time I got over that hill, I was happy to go to church, to the point where my mom would ask me, hey, you gonna go to church? Hey, where is he at? I'm in church. You don't have to tell me no more, I'm there. Man, when you think about it, Jesus works in the ghetto. My mom's been through so much racism, and being the only Asian woman in an all-black community that was Section 8 housing, harassed every day. Me as a kid seeing that just made me a bad kid, because it just grew anger in my heart. I would complain a lot and never get anything done. And she would just say, you're always complaining. You never get anything done. So when I say it's hard, I can't do this. I can't just love people. They start hating me. That's the quote she gives me. You need to keep working and just cry later, because you cry more than you work. It's like you cry now and you want to work later. I have to work hard. If I don't work hard, I hear my mom. Being into music, being into the scene, trying to live that young life, it expires. I had to break out of all that. I had to break out of the toxicity of the music scene, and it can get toxic. I felt like I was just tearing myself apart. And I was thinking to myself, if I lose my mental, okay, at least I have my physical. But now I'm starting to lose my physical, and it started to get very dangerous. So I need to put myself into a healthier lifestyle. I'm not understanding what that is. I just chose to do health and said, let me just start there. And I did massage. When I chose the road towards massage, it really enlightened me about the body. And from there, going into fitness was the next phase. I reached out to Aaron Cruz, my high school buddy, and at the time he was doing TACFIT, CST. And I was like, what is that?
I noticed him watching me, and I saw him really watching me. I was like, here, hold that for a second. And so he grabbed the club bell. He was like, whoa.
I would pick it up and just do the motions like a baseball bat. And then he would, behind me, go, hey, that's not what that's for.
And I had him do a simple thing with it. Just swing it, catch it in front. Feels super good to swing club bell, catch it in front, feel your core and grip. You started noticing his grip, his core, and that was it.
My body feels completely different, and not just my body, but I feel different. And then you start finding this addiction, and the addiction doesn't come from just performance. It actually comes from registering technique more, and then it becomes more applicable towards your health. This system is for everyone, and that's why I feel like this is going to be touching 1 billion people soon. I did my first cert in Bellingham, Washington, and I remember I had a little low back tension. I didn't tell anybody.
He had been training already, and he was super pumped up. He was like surviving off adrenaline at this point, because he'd never been to one of those things, and I noticed him. His eyes were like this the whole time, and he was just like, he's like, all right, I'm ready to work out, I'm ready to work out. I'm like, brother, whew.
Then I started doing the body weight, flow fit, started doing the club bells section, and I forgot about my low back. That's when the ego kicked in.
Right, and I'm watching, I'm like, Jesus, and he was just like full Scion. That Korean came out in him. He was like, and you could see like Scott Simon came over, some of the head coaches come over talking to his coach like, you gotta slow him down. You gotta, like everyone knew what was gonna happen. I'm looking at him like, oh man, And I'm like, Eric, never mind. I was like, he's gonna have to figure it out by himself.
And my back went out. So I got real angry. I told myself, you know, this is all I got? This is all you got, Eric? Is that it? That's all you got?
And so after that, you know, it was like back to the drawing board.
I remember for a whole year going back home, I was every day working TACFIT. Go back to listening to Scott Sana's videos, go to his big book on the club bell, start getting into the new stuff he's putting out, you know, sharpen myself up. And to tell you the truth, getting my first TACFIT pass, I cried my eyes out. And that's when I knew this is what I want for my life. So I make this album called Dare More, Bleed Less, and it's a TACFIT album. Mechanical with animal instincts, active tactics, gymnastic. I wanted people to have music where it can be conceptual to TACFIT training.
I was training for my TACFIT certification, and one of the things that really helped me get me through to become TACFIT team leader was Esik's music.
He told me he was doing his team leader, and he was about to give up because, you know, it's just like, it's very, very stressful.
I questioned myself. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I training so hard? Why am I putting so much time into this? And then I would put a song on, and I was like, I felt like he was with me, and I was able to do it with his help.
That warms my heart, you know, coming from Professor Crane. And I would never thought that he would listen to my music. I met my wife through TACFIT, and she was living in Norway at the time. We would talk about TACFIT and the moves, and just like any community TACFItter would do. She came to the United States, and then she said, hey, why don't you go to Norway with me? I said, okay, I go to Norway. And then now we have a dilemma, and it's this whole immigration thing. So we figured, you know, hey, let's get married. Yeah, let's get married in the United States, yay. Sorry, you have to go back for 9 months and then come back. So it's like I marry my wife to say bye-bye for 9 months. Now, what was really gut-wrenching for me was the fact that I was going to be away from my wife, and she could be possibly having my daughter because she was pregnant at the time. It's not like you know when you're going to have your kid. You don't know when you're going to have your kid. 9 months from now, yeah, but what day? I'm in the United States. They're in Norway. So I was like, how am I going to see my child born? I get out there, and she's ready to go. And I'm like, I'm hoping it comes out. She came out the second day. It was magical. I looked into her eyes and I saw myself. It was a universe, and I couldn't hold back tears. It was too much. I knew right then that she would not go through what I did, and that she will have a daddy. She won't live with just a mommy. She will have support. She will have the things that I never had. It doesn't mean materialistic things, but she's gonna have things to support her rather than just being in a bad area, product of your own environment, you know, and getting into bad things. My mom would always try to get me out of it, but it was her against so many other people that I would hang out with. But my daughter changed it.
Esik is one of the only coaches that I felt like really truly cares about every single person that he trains, no matter who you are. He gives you 110%, and he expects the same. You know, he's very passionate about what he does, and it really comes out through his work.
As far as somebody being TACFIT US director, he was the only person that could do the job that needs to be done.
He has worked so hard to get this point. Like, he deserves all of that and more.
I'm gonna try my best, and I hope I don't disappoint.